Hi, everybody. And we're back again. Exit interview. I Love Money 13. We are here with Jordan. Jordan, what happened?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess in the beginning I may have said something that was taken differently that created a rumor. So like that's the only thing I can think of that because I remember telling Connor and I remember telling Desiree like I got 5 votes, Latea and Maddie got 0. That's a concern. So that turned into this. This game's harder than it sounds.
So is that where that Maddie and Latea's situation started? Was from that combo with those two?
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I could be completely wrong, as I was kind of not blindsided, but kind of shocked a little bit about some of the picks today. But yeah, I think that's the only thing I can think of. Is that's where it came from. If it came from somewhere else, then that source is not loyal.
So all these house anonymous messages were going around. And what did you think about them and the ones that were pertaining to you?
The anonymous messages definitely threw a twist into the game because people are claiming that they're not doing it, and then they're claiming, and then you like, but you could be doing it, and then you're trying to figure out the typing, and then you're like, well, they could be throwing you off the typing, to throw you off on purpose, and it was just way too much for me to keep track of. The ones pertaining to me, I feel like the person who was doing that was kind of pertaining to the drama that was following the episodes. I mean, Lou and I did talk in the beginning once, and then we just didn't get along. So that one was true. Like he did clap back, but I did as well. So that one was true. But the ones with all the alliance names, like I have no idea where those came from because none of those were true. I was like, I'd like to be a part of a big alliance like that, but I wasn't. So those were interesting, very interesting, and I feel like guys, the people need to pay attention to the ones where their names aren't being mentioned. Um, like Terrell's name is barely mentioned, and I feel like the house thinks it's Millicent, but I jumped on that bandwagon to hopefully save me, which it didn't save me. But if I were her, I'd be watching out because it was almost a unanimous vote. People were going to. There were a lot of stragglers going around telling, vote for Millie, vote for Millie, vote for Millie. I personally had nothing personal against her. I was, like I said, I was like, hey, sweet, a vote. And then my vote for Terrell is honest. I wasn't speaking to him, and his vote to me was the same thing. So there's mutual respect there. That's the thing. If you played an honest game that I know of, you have my respect. If you lied to me in the game, I get it. It's the game, but I'm going to be a little butthurt about it.
So let's pivot from there. So did you know that the votes were going towards Millie?
Yes.
So you had been briefed in advance by...
I was briefed in advance by multiple people that I won't say, just to kind of keep the game. Multiple people from both sides of the house, not just one side. It was people on the side that I wasn't on, and then there's, I'm here, so was I really on a side? But and then the other side that I thought I was on also briefed me on the Millie votes. So I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to go for it. So it's all around. It's not one side or the other. It's a unanimous decision. So I think there's a link between the two sides I just haven't figured out yet.
Oh, you don't know who the mole is.
Or multiple.
Or multiple moles. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you shocked by what happened tonight, how the game changed, and how Circle Night happened? Were you expecting it?
I mean, it was brought up that multiple people in my chats were sitting like, it's going to be Circle Night. Like Rachel caught on to it. Um, and I kind of caught on to it a little bit because I watched last season. That's why I thought it was good being at the bottom with all my so-called connections that I made, that I was going to be picked, and I was just shocked and then shocked and then shocked. But I mean, the Circle Night played out the way it did last season, but I thought it was safer than I was.
So, what did Circle Night reveal to you?
It reveals to me the connections that are happening. There's more connections and interwebs of relationships than I thought there was, and people really need to pay attention to that. And it's not the big like 8, 6, 7, 8 people alliances. It's the 1, 2, 3 people, the people making deals with final twos all over in the back. Those are the people that I think are playing the best game. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question. I kind of derailed a little bit.
You're trying to avoid spilling the tea. I see.
Yes.
Well, we like tea spilt over here, but I digress, as Chantel would say. So when the votes were coming down, were you expecting to be picked? And when you weren't being picked, how did that make you feel every time you got skipped over?
So I knew there were a couple of people in there that I knew were absolutely not going to pick me. So in my mindset, though, that was Ryan W. Never even set foot into a conversation with him. He just he based his decisions based on what he's been hearing. So I knew I wasn't getting his vote. I knew I wasn't getting Latea's, so that was going out. And then Maddie it was iffy because I thought we were able to connect, and then we didn't. I mean, she did only give me one, but the one that I think shocked me the most, the two, are Ryan A. and Jenna, because Ryan A. messaged me personally and told me he had my back and he would never ever put my name in jeopardy, and he would save me when it came down to it because I saved him. So when that happened tonight, I was sitting there smiling. I was like, I'm glad I don't have to make this decision, but it sucks that Richie is going to go, because he honestly has done nothing wrong in the game. But then I heard my name. I was like, interesting. So that one was interesting. And then Jenna's was interesting as well because she told me the same thing. She says, you're my number one guy. I come back to you and I'm going to tell you everything. So when she was saying that she had a bigger connection with Ryan A, I was like, interesting, because we had a connection starting from the two of us. It just kind of built into I think it's going to be a disaster.
So when Jenna was saved, did you expect her to pick you?
I, of course, don't expect anything in this game, but I was like 99.9% sure she was going to.
So her picking Morgan was a shocker to you.
That's interesting because yes and no. Her picking Morgan, because I knew her and Morgan they're loyal to the end. Jenna had nothing bad to say about Morgan to me. Haven't really spoken to Morgan that much, but so when she picked Morgan, I was like, okay, but it still was like, what the frick? Like, where that connection that we had, that I thought we had.
And so then when Ryan didn't pick you, was that a double punch to the gut?
Kind of, but yeah, it was actually, no, it was. It was a double punch. But these people are good at this game. Like, I keep telling people, like, I'm glad I did this game and not an actual Big Brother game, because I wouldn't have survived.
I tell everyone this is what the training wheels on for like the real Big Brother. If you can't survive this one, then you're gonna have to practice some more, because
Absolutely.
this game will give you a run for your money.
I think the house is targeting the wrong people.
Oh, okay. Elaborate.
I think the big people that people are seeing are going for maybe Terrell, I think Millicent's a bad idea. I think there's an alliance, and it was kind of back to the game was if you pay attention to people's facial reactions, you can kind of start picking out these alliances, and that was a very key telling to me today. Based on so some of the things that I picked up on were Latea, Maddie, and Ryan W. I'm pretty sure are working very closely together. Maddie just kind of avoided the screen when Latea's turn was, and Latea didn't pick Maddie, and then Ryan stuttered when saying Maddie. So those are the things that I kind of pick up on a little bit, but obviously not enough because again I'm here. But it's just those couple of things, and when people are throwing random votes around, they're just doing that to hide alliances. And I mean, I would consider myself a throwaway vote because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, we'll just use rumors, but there's going to be no more of those. And it's going to get, I feel like there's a couple of moles and a couple of alliances, and only because he lied to me, I think Connor is someone that needs to be watched out for because day one of being inside the I believe I started on the West Wing. On the West Wing, I reached out to him and had a conversation with him, and he was asking for advice on what he should do to get into the West Wing. So I was like, you should call them and you should chat and see if people want to get on. And that's what he did. And then we chatted after, and that's when he told me, from here on out, I have your back. I'll never say your name. So that one was interesting because I also promised him the same thing. Never once did I vote his name. The only person that I lied to in this game that if I accidentally did that I know of would be Richie when I had to give him a secret vote and I told him I didn't. That's the only thing I lied about. Everything else, I never started those rumors. I didn't do any anonymous messages. I was not the saboteur. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
You're
but
out now.
that's true. But there's honest people in that game, and I think the minions comment with Maddie, I think, was a reference to Latea kind of pulling the strings with Maddie and Ryan. Latea is one to watch out for. I think she might take this if she doesn't, if they don't get her out quick.
Okay, so where do you think you went wrong? Like, what could you have done to prevent your elimination?
I think I made too many connections.
Did you
Kind
though? Because if you
well,
did, someone would have saved you. No
that's
shade.
true. That's true. That's true. Maybe I didn't make enough. There we go. Maybe I didn't make enough. That might be it. And I think the calm I should have maybe been like, oh yeah, I'm still getting to know the game when someone was like, hey, who do you think? I shouldn't have said any names. Like that's a mistake that I shouldn't have made. Because then I wouldn't have been able to get back to me, whatever. So I think I shared some too much information with some people, and I think that came to bite me in the butt. But yeah. And maybe if I would have reached out to Terrell and Ryan and Maddie and Latea, I could have had some sort of something there.
So, do you think that that's the big alliance?
Yeah, I think it's Maddie Latea and Ryan W. Kind of the big three that are really close. And I think like Terrell might be in there. I don't know. That one confuses me because they voted Terrell. That could be throwing me off. I think Terrell needs to worry a little bit, though. I think he needs to keep his eye out because he's also a name that's come across from multiple sides. Just throwing that out there. But I forgot what the question was.
Do you think 3 people are a big alliance?
Oh, that was the question. I think it's Maddie, Latea, Ryan W., maybe Edgar. I'm forgetting people's names now.
Already? You said I'm
Yeah,
out of the
I'm
game.
like, so I'm looking forward to
Wiped
falling
it.
asleep tonight, knowing that I don't have to worry about talking games. So
You said wipe it from my memory. I'm out of here.
right. But there's a lot more people. I think it's both sides too, and I think they're intermingled. And I think Connor is in between all of those. I really do. I could be wrong. Take that with what you, whoever's watching this, take that with what they want. But um, I don't know. I just don't get a good feel on him.
Okay. What's your biggest regret?
Not paying attention to those sounds. Like I flunked that. No, I think my biggest regret would be just not making those connections and really trying to get to Maddie and get to Latea and just try to get behind those rumors and let them know. But at the same time, I was like, do I let them know? Like, is that pushing too much? Like, is they gonna believe it, or should I let them? And then life happened, so then I didn't get to do it. And then, but I feel like Maddie was more understanding than Latea was in that sense. Um, because Maddie was more responsive. But yeah.
So I keep hearing you say Maddie, Latea, and Ryan W. But there's 15 other people, or I don't know, 13 other people. Do you think that they really hold that much power compared to the mass majority left that you didn't say?
I think they do because I think they've made interwebs among those three. So I think Latea's made kind of connections with Millicent, and I think that's why she was a little distraught today because Millicent also got blindsided by her alliance today. I think like Latea's branched off into her people, and I think Maddie's branched off into her people, including Connor. I feel like what was shown today was the outskirts were me, Morgan, and Millicent. And I think among all the rest of those people, there is this 3-person alliance that's up there that has connections to every single person. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, what do you think you did right in the game?
I mean, I don't know.
Or what are you most proud of that you did in the game?
You know, what wasn't shown? My Beetlejuice video. Like, I put all effort into the dancing, even though I looked horrendous. But I I took those parts. I went outside my comfort. And just so that was kind of disappointing. I feel like that also kind of worked against me because if I was out there and they showed, they'd be like, "Oh wow, Jordan really did do a good job." And I don't know if that would have changed anything, but I put a lot of effort, so I was proud of that, even though it wasn't seen.
Do you think you put all of your eggs in one basket, and was that basket the wrong basket?
Yes, I think we put all of our eggs into Morgan's basket, and I think that basket was the wrong basket. I had a feeling I was like, I should edit this video just in case. I'm like, you know what? Maybe that was my mistake. I'm gonna let her do it, and I trusted her, and it did not work out.
So good to know. But that question was supposed to be game wise. Do you feel like you put all in the game itself? Do you feel like you put all your eggs in one basket, and was that the right basket or the wrong basket?
I don't think I. Yeah, I would say I have. I would put most of my eggs. I would say Jenna. I trusted. And there was an alliance there as well with a couple other people. Actually, that's a pretty big alliance too. But
What you like?
What? Yeah.
What?
So the alliance that we were called the Misfits, and I believe it was me, Jenna, Richie, Ryan A, which is another huge shock. Jenna, like I said, a huge shock. I can't remember the other one. I think Harris might be in there. I can't remember Harris. Maybe Edgar. I'm not sure, but they all didn't save me. So apparently, I wasn't in the cahoots of that misfit alliance. I was a misfit of the misfits, is what I want to say.
So you're at the bottom. You were in the alliance, but you're at the bottom.
Yeah, and I may have like put way too much trust into that one right there because I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna save me because Jenna came to me and started introducing all those people. Which was so I was like, oh, I'm at the core of this. Like this is great, and then I was not.
Oh. If you had a chance, would you play another season of I Love Money?
I absolutely would. I think I would go into it with different expectations of that this is going to be hard, and don't make those social games like be as transparent as possible, but at the same time be as okay. Let me change that. Be choose on what you share and what you don't share, and keep track of these alliances because it will get messy, and it's already starting to. But I would love to be a part of it again. But it was hard. Gosh.
Even with all the chaos, it was still fun.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of personal attacks. I mean, it got a little personal, but it's kind of just the anonymity of it all is just adds a certain twist to it. Like you think you know who it is, but then you don't know who it is, and but yes, and all the drama, like the backstabbing, is just kind of going into it. Of they're gonna backstab me eventually. I gotta get there first.
What did you think about everyone's reaction to these anonymous messages? Do you think people were overreacting?
I think the one today for the comment about the personal about Maddie when we didn't know that one was definitely not overreacting. That one kind of was. But what was interesting is people need to go back and look at the calls of everyone who's answering those house calls, and it's always the same people, and mostly it's always Connor, and he's always having a reaction to it, and that kind of clued me. But I chose to be loyal, and I kept it to myself, and I shouldn't have. So
Who do you hope comes out behind you?
I hope Connor does because I hope all of his messy alliances get back to him. Kind of in the same sense of like I hope he goes, um, but out of respect for the game, and this might hurt them, so I apologize. But out of respect to the game, I think people need to watch out for Latea and Maddie. I think Maddie is doing very well. Everyone loves her. That's got to watch out for her. It's ironic that I'm saying that now and I'm out, and that's why I got out as a rumor. But I promised Maddie that rumor wasn't started. But I feel like she is in it to win it. She's genuine. She's honest. She's not hard. She doesn't lie that I know of. But I would hope so. Game wise, it'd be smart for Maddie to go next. But I believe it will be Morgan. Um, Millicent, if she does not get people with her, she does not she has a uphill battle because the house is against her. So she's probably next.
Who are you rooting for?
Honestly, I'm rooting for the under. I feel like she's an underdog because she won the first competition in the series, the first competition in the season. She kind of got a target painted on her back because people are like, holy cow, she's smart. But we were all there to win. We were all there lying. We were all there trying to deceive everyone. She was doing the same thing we were all doing. And B, she won the game, so she's a threat. But all of us would have been in the same exact situation that if we would have won. So I think they need to kind of give her a break and just. So I'm rooting for her because I feel like she's an underdog right now.
Who's her?
Rachel. Sorry, Rachel.
I knew who you're talking about because you were explaining it, but the audience
Yeah.
might not have picked up on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to get off your chest? If the audience has any questions. So you have Brandon is saying he's really interested to hear what you have to say. You have, I don't know who Coin is, but Coin says, hi, fellow Circle Night casualty. Kyra says you will definitely be missed. And
Aw.
Dylan says spill the tea, but we're already spilling some tea.
I mean, I did write some thoughts down, so let's see if I took them all.
Oh, it's Colin. Colin from season 12.
I remember Colin. I like Colin.
Yeah, he was a Circle Night casualty as well. He fell on the sword for Kyra.
Yeah. I remember that episode. I was I was shocked. The only thing I want to say is the only people that I've really not talked to that I have like a good, honest respect for in the game right now is Millicent and Morgan. Just because they're both down to earth and they're very honest people. The other people I haven't really talked too much, but I just want to shout out to them because they have been playing an honest game.
That's a nice way to end it. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to tell the audience, or your fellow house guests are watching? Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, guys, it's a game. It's not personal. I absolutely had a blast, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys talked about a reunion. It happens every season. Does it happen? It usually doesn't, but make it. Let's make it happen. Watch out for Connor. He is running a lot of this game than you guys think he is. Make sure you. That's all I have to say. I played an honest game. So Maddie and Latea, I'm sorry that my name got out there. It wasn't true. So, yeah.
Do you have any social medias you wanna tag? You wanna tell anyone to follow you?
I got Facebook. That's about it.
Hey, you want to add to your followers?
I don't know if I have followers. Are those the same things as friends or like I don't know.
Yes.
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah.
Smart fella. Stay out of the web. Gets a little yucky sometimes. All right, Jordan. Well, we appreciate you. It was fun watching you play. Sorry to see you go, but now you can go to bed and not have to worry about your Skype calls ringing.
Exactly. Or worry about not speaking to this person or that person. I'm going to speak to my pillow. So
that's right. And hug that little one a little extra tight tonight.
Oh, I will. I will. Thank you.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure. And bye, audience. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Battle it out. Let the best man / woman / win. Have fun.